Welcome to the Monster Hunter Podcast Show. It's episode 133 for the 20th of February 2015. Hi everybody! Wow, what was that? Hi everybody, welcome to the Monster Hunter Teamwork Monster Hunter Show. I'm Krystian from Teamwork Cast, and with me are three excellent hunters. On the left we have Cthulhu.
Hello!
Hi Cthulhu, how are you doing, man?
Pretty good. I've been enjoying a lot of For You.
Oh man, we just come to that in a second, but before that, on the right we have the party.
Hi.
Hi, Patty.
Hi.
Are you excited?
No, I don't like this game.
Okay. And on the back we have the famous German video game studio Crytek.
Yeah. Hey,
they joined us for this show.
Your engine is interesting.
Yeah. Make better games, please. Bring back Crisis. No, is it Crisis? No. What was Far Cry? Far Cry 2, please remake. Those other Far Crys are not that good anymore.
Thank you for your work on Monster Hunter Online that none of us can play.
Yeah. Crytek is actually one of our listeners, our people from the chat, because we are streaming this live as well on our Twitch channel, and they won't be on our on this video track right now, but they will be just following and doing amazing stuff. And we are Monster Hunter 4 Unite Hype!
Yeah!
Hype!
Meh.
So today we are fighting an amazing monster, which is going to be, what is it again? Zemite? What? Is that the
Zamatros?
Zamatros.
Who is Zamatros? What is his motivation?
What is Zamatros? Wherefore I'll use Zamatros. Cthulhu is just not paying attention.
No, he's
Zamtrios. Yeah.
Zamtrios.
I'm dealing with weird stuff.
He's dealing with issues.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Nothing I won't be able to fix in the recording post-production, so.
Anyway, so we all got Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
Yes.
And I don't know about you guys, but it's back. Monster Hunter is back.
It's back hard, man.
For me. I was surprised about how excited I was about this game. It turned out to be about this game.
Yeah,
I was like,
Krystian and I weren't going to do this game at all.
I was going to be like, all right, I'm going to make this. We're gonna play this game. We have to play this game once or a couple of times because we're the ones on the podcast, right? And maybe we're going to play a little bit, and then that's going to be fine. We're going to go and I'm going to do this casually. And then I, launched this game, and I was like, wow.
I was just like.
Nick gave in.
Yeah, I guess I'll play this game.
Nick was like, fine, I'm gonna play this. But Nick, you have to admit, it is a pretty good game.
It is a pretty fun game. I just hate portable gaming in any way, shape, or form.
That's the problem.
And I also hate modern gaming systems. I'm an old man who plays board games now. That's what I've become.
Wait a minute. What modern systems are? Oh, you mean the technical systems?
I like the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox. Or I guess.
So you don't like the 3DS in general?
I don't like any video games anymore.
Oh wow! Nick has become super grumpy right now.
I'm paying attention right now because everybody says I'm going to be the first person to cart, and so.
That's probably not true. I ended up changing my armor set and realized that I had key skills to make my weapon work on it.
And they are not on it?
They are not on this set, so...
Cool.
And then I forgot to restock an ammo type, so...
So for those of you who haven't had an idea of what this game is a pretty dope monster. It looks pretty dope. It's Zamtrios, right?
Yep, same trios.
For those so what should we say to people who have never played Monster Hunter before, and they just happen to be because they saw everybody getting it and they saw that it had sold like 3 million copies worldwide in its first weekend, and
they're like, fine, I'm gonna play this.
And so, what do we say to those guys? What did they just sign up for?
They signed up for a game that they could probably play more than.
Prophecy fulfilled. Wow. You are the chosen one.
Whoever bet a Phasma, you guys, you got to pay up. Break the formal system that is this game.
Yep.
I don't know. I think again, I was surprised. I thought I was you know, the burnout was real.
Yeah, it was.
The burnout was real, and I was like, all right, Monster Hunter. I don't know if Monster Hunter is going to make me as excited I was when I started out. And playing this game really made me very excited. It's for once. I mean, on the screenshots it looks horrible, and probably it looks pretty horrible on the video right now.
Yeah, because it's going to be stretched a lot. Like it'll look very pixelated. It looks much better on the actual handhelds.
Yeah, it looks chunky. The textures look blurry. The resolution is low. But on the actual portable device, it looks amazing.
Well, and you're also playing on the new 3DS, which there is a considerable, noticeable increase in detail on a lot of the textures.
I'd say that's an over-exaggerated statement.
I put my 4G next to my new 3DS with 4U, and you can actually see much more detail on the textures in the game.
Uh-oh.
All right. I'm gonna believe you because I didn't have a 3DS as an old 3DS as a comparison. It's but from the screenshots I saw, it's just a little bit texture filtering is a little better. But
I mean, it's things you'll notice like Gore Magala. When you're writing Gore Magala, you'll notice that there's actually his texture on his scales are kind of fuzzy on the normal 3DS, but you can actually make out some of the actual detail they put into like the scale work on his back on the new 3DS.
Yeah. But I don't think that the new 3DS version has any new content. Like there's not like they're using different models or anything. No, it's just the textures that were there all along are just a little bit crisper, maybe in certain angles.
The difference with the PlayStation 2 emulator, where it can increase the is it not the number of polygons, but how many polygons are processed?
Yeah,
or how fast they are. So it looks a little bit crisper.
Something I have been enjoying tremendously about the new 3DS, man, we're jumping from one topic to another, is the analog knob.
Yeah.
Which I'm using on the rack now. It's really nice. It's on the right. It's very close to the buttons and very useful for turning the camera. I mean, that has become my control scheme now. I'm not even using the L1 button as you guys are.
I mashed the L button because I've been doing it for 11 years. Do you guys realize that Monster Hunter's been out for 11 years now?
Oh man, what have you done with all this time?
Played Monster Hunter, apparently.
Yeah, clearly. Anyway, so I'm blown away by this game. It looks amazing. there is a ton of content, but really good content, really nice balancing, lots of the features that we really loved. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I think my save is either at post 100 or will be post 100 by this weekend. And I've just barely scratched G rank, and I'm still not finished with Village.
I'm also finishing Village right now, but I haven't even dipped into high rank.
Yep.
And I am at 60.
Yeah. So, if you want a game that you can basically put in your 3DS and not take out till, the fall, you really can't go wrong with 4U at all.
I was on campus yesterday hunting with random people on the local internet.
Nice, man, that's amazing. Yeah, I've been like street passing people, and they are all noobs. But anyway, it's really fun because they do quests for me in the guild hall later on.
Yep.
I fail them.
I've gotten approximately 25, I think, street pass cards now.
Wow, you're better than I am. Wow.
Well,
man, Germany is behind.
I live in a college town, and I am in the computer science building. So, guess what people do when they have computers going for computer science?
A short update for what's happening on the screen right now. Zentrius has turned into a huge ball sack.
Yes.
A testicle holder.
And he is going to rub that ball sack all over your face.
He's just going to roll over it and he's going to like, take it. I mean, he's such a weird monster because he starts out so badass, and with his ice covering and everything, it looks so badass.
Yeah.
But man, what happened to you, Zemtrios? What happened?
He got fat on water.
Just one brewski too much.
Yeah.
That happened to my ball sack the other day. It deflated.
It deflated?
Have you been injecting saline?
Yes.
Very, very frequent thing for the academics these days to do.
Okay.
Oh man, we defeated the monster. I'm amazed.
Had a way to save data on the system. That way, if something would happen to my digital copy, I can just use a physical copy without my data being lost. Or is that a thing? I don't know. I would imagine you can just store your save data on your SD card.
Well, so the weird thing they do with digital copies is that the save data is integrated in with the save typically.
Yeah.
However, I don't know if it works fully for the actual digital copies. I know it'll work for cartridge copies, but you can go into the system settings and there is a save backup feature. And you might be able to get the actual digital copy save data to back up, which then when you do a cartridge, you might be able to restore that data to the cartridge. But not going to say it's 100% work, but that may work for some folks.
Man, it's getting more and more complicated. It used to be just like slam in the cartridge and have a grand old time.
Yep.
But these days it's like, well, downloadable and it's pre-installed and like. By the way, pre-installed Cthulhu, yes. You have the special edition, right?
Yes.
The special edition new 3DS.
Yep. Yep.
Can you tell us something about it?
Not really, because I've played it for all of maybe 40 minutes. My wife has kidnapped it, and since I stream, my stream capture card is a regular 3DS. I just use that most of the time. But yeah, wife loves it. She loves the nub. The nubs. I like the look of it. I know Krystian doesn't like the look of it, but
I think it's but ugly.
Yeah.
I bought the blue one, and I think the blue one is pretty nice. It has this metallic finish, which I appreciate a lot. It's colorful, but it's still kind of like, unsubdued and everything. It's neutral. I like it. Anyway, so what is the next quest we're gonna do here right now, guys?
I don't know. What do you guys want to fight?
So, we have a question from the chat, which is, what is everyone's favorite new monster? And so, Cthulhu, put up your favorite new monster.
So, my new monster, I'll save it because it's the final Elder Dragon of the game. And I don't want to spoil it for people.
Yeah, we're far away from that one.
Yeah. Alright, Krystian, what is your favorite new monster? You put
the Charge Blade! Charge Blade, bruh!
Monster.
Monster. Charge Blade?
You call
wait a minute, you mean monster. Charge Blade, bruh.
So Tetsukabra?
Tetsukabra is actually pretty good. He's a pretty good bruh. It's a Tetsukabra. And he has some pretty good armor, especially low rank. And I think he looks really great. I think the non-hunter really needed kind of like a, very detailed texture, very vivid colors. I love it. Also, he can break his tusk and so juicy.
So juicy.
This is the monster we're about ready to fight. I would say is probably ranks in my top 5 monsters for 4U though. Like that's the thing. There are so many good new monsters, and 4U, it's hard. It's really hard to say like this is my favorite. The only reason I like the one I do is because my preferred weapon of choice in 4G was Insect Glaive, and that fight with Insect Glaive is just a very intense, fun experience, and it's an amazing fight. But this one's fun. Very interesting new mechanics with this one. What about Buddy?
Yeah, Buddy, what about you?
I don't know the names of any of the monsters.
But can you describe them? Where did the monster touch you?
Here.
Okay, that's made for great.
What's this monster here? Let's look.
That's made for.
It's the monster of the armor you're wearing.
Well, didn't you were enjoying the Celtis Queen?
Yeah, I like the Celtis Queen a lot, but Gormagala I think is one of my faves. Yeah,
Gormagala?
Yeah.
Because he's just a black dude. He's just
What?
a black word.
Oh man!
Just some black dude, huh, Krystian?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I didn't mean that. I mean, he's just basically a black Rathios. Or
Well, do you know that I love Rathalos more than anything? And so anything that's close to Rathalos, it's new, but it's still Rathalos. It's still my favorite.
He's also a jerk like Rathalos is.
Yeah. Cthulhu is my favorite. I am happy that Cthulhu is back. He's not new, though.
Yeah, that's true. We're talking about the new monsters.
Yeah.
There's just, I mean, this game is just so polished. I'm just floored by it. Like, especially like also the Pelico system, which is the new name for the felines. Which I'm just discovered how the skills work, and it's so good.
Oh yeah, I love the Palicos. I've spent a lot of time with them. I'm spending more time with them. I finally got access to the last 2 new types of Palicos too. So,
man, there's a new type. Don't even spoil me, man, because I'm just constantly just surprised by this game.
We can have a bit of information here. How does the Palico system work? Give us an overview, Naxalu.
Naxalu. So, the Palicos, when you first start your game, you'll make your main Palico, which will be your companion throughout your entire time. Essentially, you'll meet him for the first time in the story after you do the first 2 tutorial quests. And then after that, you'll have him, you can go to your board and you're back to your room, and you can have him go on with you on quests. Now, his skills will depend on the skills that are the other Palicos that get assigned as first stringers underneath him. Because he's a kind of a leader cat. He gets a team of 5 Palicos to kind of help train and keep going, and you'll get to choose one of them to come off with you on quests. But these first stringers, depending on the types you assign there, depend on the skills your main cat unlocks. And so if you put 5 bomb cats underneath your main Palico, you're going to get a super bomb cat. If you put a bunch of healing cats in there, you're going to get a super healing cat.
But you can combine bomb cats with healing cats, and you get a bomb cat that is healing also.
Yep. So, like, you need at least two cats of a type to get a skill unlocked for your main Palico. But there's 5 slots, so you can get essentially a two skill ability and a 2 and 3 skill ability from combining different cats. And so you can mix and match, and there's you'll start out with access to attack, defense, support, trap, treasure, and bomb.
The Zelda's Queen is just... I mean, we have to explain, this is the Zelda's Queen fight, and it is this big spider's the queen, and the little bug on top is the Zelda's male.
Steering her.
Yeah.
And he's lifting her up and doing all this stuff with her. It's a pretty amazing fight, very dynamic.
Level slide. There's been some discussion about Gormagala and how it is not like Rathalos, which, whatever, you can agree or disagree.
I mean, from the fight here, it's completely different, but I like that from overall general design, it seems very similar. I know that he has like 1 set of arms more and stuff like that, and there's details that are very, very... But, the overall design, like the concept is basically, a wyvern with wings that is just black.
But the thing that is amazing that I'm going to go ahead and agree with is Level Slide, one of our viewers, is saying Gormagala is the result of putting a dark and brooding trench coat on a dog.
Yeah. A very angry dog.
It's an emo dog in a trench coat. If you put it like this, you kind of like winning me over right now.
He's just so happy. You're like, oh, Gormagala, or not? It's so
Is he really happy? He's kind of like listening to Linkin Park.
Yeah. These wounds, they will not heal.
I'm also a little disappointed about this frenzy mechanic. I really like the idea that monsters are kind of like having different status. Oh man, pay the putty. Whoa, what? There's something died. Oh no, it's
just dead. Putty. Don't worry about it.
Oh look, it's gonna be like episode 131, except for it'll be putty this time.
Whoa, Krystian fainted.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
Oh my god.
Don't die, guys.
So my
Cthulhu,
problem,
don't die.
Well, my problem is that
seriously, Cthulhu, don't die now.
I have low rank armor, and you guys are bringing me into high rank quests.
I also have low rank armor.
Low rank bro.
Low rank bros. Oh yeah. Also, I don't have max potions. What's up?
Nice.
What? Why don't you have low? What?
But I have a well done steak, so that's fine.
That's all you need. That's all you need in life. A steak. well done steak.
Well, what is happening, Nick?
How do you not have max potions?
He's been forgetting to farm his farm.
No, actually, I'm trying to upgrade it, so I was getting a lot of catalysts. Oh man, that's another detail. Oh! The hat trick.
So everybody but the person who was carrying us, also known as Crytek. The Crytek engine.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I really like, by the way, your listeners we're going to talk about in a second, but we are also now on Twitch. We are partner status, so we have a subscribe button, so we can have great emotes, icons that you can use in chat. And of course, the first icon that we created is Cthulhu karting.
Yeah. Yeah. Cthulhu. The return.
Cthulhu. Oh, yes. So, chat, I'm going to crowdsource the name of my cat right now. Please type in the name of my cat. I think I already have an idea. Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, it's going to be Snoop Dogg because we don't have time to wait for
the German Shepherd.
German Shepherd is also good. Sadly, the name is not long enough for such things.
Or how about Werner Herzog?
Werner Herzog is also too long.
Significant?
I wanted to have James Franco, but
it's like 10. You can only get like 10 letters in it.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to name mine Jackson Howard, but it ended up Jackson Ho.
J-Ho,
Jackson
yeah.
Ho.
Anyways, yeah. No, really. Okay, can we talk something? I mean, it's Monster Hunter, so nobody cares technically. But can we talk about how awesome the story is?
Oh man, so good. If you like puns, the Ace Cadet will be your best friend.
And the G-Rank Guildie.
So what you're saying is that my mashing the button trying to get out of everything is probably not what I did that
too, but then people tell me, no man, you have to read the text, and it's like, alright, I'm gonna read like the dialogue of the G-Rank stuff. And it's amazing!
It's really, really good. Like, this story is, like, they've worked it really well. That the overall premise is you were on a boat to go get your guild status and met a caravaner who is basically somebody who goes between all the villages, organizing supplies, whatnot, making the world safe, supplying everybody, bringing the folks together. And he's like, I need a hunter. Want to join? And so you join him as his main hunter on the caravan, and it's so much fun. And the guild marm that is part of the caravan, all I have to say is plushies.
Oh man, so that's really great. Like all of the characters that you had previously, like the store vendors and the guildies and everything, who are just anonymous persons, are now part of this caravan, and they're all like individual characters who have like their own look and style and identity, and who have their own text and everything. So, for example, the guildie, what's her name now?
She's just Guild Marm.
Guild Marm,
right? And so, like, your blacksmith is the man.
Yeah.
And
but then he's later joined by this young female smith who is a daughter of a dwarf, but apparently adopted. People have like the series.
She is the daughter of the Hearth's village chieftain.
Yeah.
And so, she's cute.
Yeah.
Guild Marm is the best Marm. Doodle.
And Doodle is the nickname that she gives you, and you're traveling like from one city to another, and it's like 4 cities in total. I mean, you could say it's 6, but some of the cities are not like 40 cities.
Yeah.
And you encounter different problems there, and you're trying to solve the problems there by doing the quests and everything. So it's very dynamic, and it's very like it feels very, I don't know.
And a lot of the quests that
relatable, like you feel like you're doing something actually, not just fulfilling quests one after another.
Right, and a lot of the quests, it'll be like someone running around one of the towns. You'll see a chat bubble above them, and they'll talk to you, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I was bringing supplies or my sister was traveling to a local village, and the road is blocked by a Kongalala. Will you go help clear the path?" And so, like, just that simple little blurb that unlocks the quest makes the quest seem more important. Because you're not just, going to a board to take the quest.
Yeah.
I think that the fun part about that is that those stories have always been in Monster Hunter.
Right.
Always. Like, you get the quest from somebody because somebody's requesting this stuff. But it was never very obvious about like where they were.
Well, yeah, because it was always like
who they are.
It was like the third page of the quest. You'd open the quest, you go to the third page, and the text would be there, and it'd be like. No one ever even looked at the second page of the quest.
Man, Level Slide strikes again. He says, between this game and Final Fantasy 15, I appreciate the current trend of road trips in video games.
Oh, man. Oh, the Final Fantasy is going to be the best.
Oh, road trips.
Oh, man. We gotta have to let's play this game, right?
Well, you know what? They're watching us right now.
Right.
So anyway, so I mean, there's like you talk with all the characters. For example, characters which I really enjoy are those like two experienced hunters, which are the ace hunters.
Yep.
There's like
5 or 6 of them total.
I think 4.
Because you've got 4? The lancer, you've got the gunner, you've got the captain, you've got the ace.
Ace.
Yeah, I want to say 4. Yeah, I don't think there's a 5th one. But
and the ace is the best because all of his dialogue have monster puns in them.
The cadet, the cadet,
yeah, the cadet,
yeah.
He's the best. He's the best.
Oh, they're it's like that's so gravious.
Yeah.
Or no, it'd be groovious. There's weird things like that. Like it's all like every third word out of his mouth is some monster mesh into another word.
I just can't even remember all the puns because I just zone on in bliss whenever I read dialogue of him. It's just so good. And all the best thing is like they fully embedded throughout the entire story. It's not just like some character that you meet. Like there are the guys who teach you the different weapons in the tutorials.
Yep.
And then later on, there's like a story with them, and then later on, at the end, they're gonna be joining you in high rank.
Yeah.
So they're like embedded throughout the entire story. They have like served like a purpose in different ways. So they become like really important characters in this world.
And the Ace Cadet has so much growth. It's really fun to watch because as you're going through the story, like he constantly changes weapons. Yeah. Like constantly.
He can decide what kind of weapon.
Right. And and that for one, it made a character that I think is relatable to new players as well because, you don't always know exactly what weapon you want to start with. You're going to be changing constantly, and that's completely fine.
Yeah. And later on, he gets like a love story between him and the Guildsmarm.
It's not the Guildmarm at the end. It's someone else at the end.
Oh man, don't spoil me! Don't spoil me! I'm not there yet. It's hilarious. I mean, oh man,
there's a quest you go eventually that he's like, I'm gonna go take down this monster by myself to impress somebody, and the guild and the ace leader's like, listen, I need you to help.
I need you to kill this monster before this monster.
I'll distract him. You kill the monster, please. Otherwise, he's gonna die.
It's hilarious. It really is.
Yeah.
And something I really appreciate because that's something that we have been discussing a lot on this podcast. I don't know which episode exactly. We're discussing how to open this game to new players to make them immediately jump into the action, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's the opener? And we know that from Demon's Souls, there is like this opening level, for example, that immediately puts you up against this huge, big, demon monster, and then you have to fail, and you have to escape from this monster, and then level up, and then at the end you defeat the monster, and that's the tutorial level, right? And how awesome it is that you start this game! Oh man!
Oh man,
Patty!
I hate being low rank. Hey, low rank armor.
And this is an HR4 quest. This is like beginning.
It's middle. It's not beginning. It's middle of. I mean, it's the beginning of high rank.
If you have upgraded low rank armor, this should be okay.
It's not that far.
It is not that difficult. Sometimes, Cthulhu, you should know. Sometimes. Oh, I'm riding it.
Sometimes
I'm riding dirty.
See, my thing is Nick should stop blaming his armor and just blame it on having a bad day, like I had to do last episode.
No. It is the armor's fault. It is never my fault.
So we've seen a new mechanic now. I'm riding this monster, and everybody stands back and is not supposed to attack the monster. Because if they attack the monster, my ride is going to be over. And I have to do this mini game, and when I complete the mini game, the monster will be stumble.
It'll be an extended trip, essentially.
I do like the opening to this game, where you're like, I'm on this crazy ass boat in the sand.
I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat in the sand. This is crazy. What's that? Oh my god!
Yeah, and it starts with a Jen Moran. It's not Jen Moran. What's the monster called in this game?
Darren Moran.
It's
Darren
called
Moran.
Not Jen Moran.
Not
Yeah.
Jen Moran. It's
really
a Jen
is
Moran,
Jen Moran.
emo version
Yep.
of Jen Moran. And you have like all the tutorial, like climbing and holding on to monster, is basically you climbing on this huge ass monster and doing all this awesome stuff. That you have to get a hat that the main guy of the captain of the ship loses, and
Look up at birds.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so well integrated. It's so epic, and feels like, oh my gosh, it seems like so much of the content is front loaded now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you only do like 4 quests before you essentially go to fight your first large monster.
Yeah.
And they brought it down to just a couple of gather quests and the egg quests, which are deviously horrible now.
Yeah. So it seems to me that somebody actually sat down and they're like, all right, guys, we've been making the same game without a whole lot of improvement for the past, 10 years or so. Maybe we should like just sit down and think about how do we make Monster Hunter a more fun experience? What do we do? How can we get the Americans and the Europeans into this game? Because they really aren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they've done a pretty decent job.
Yeah, so, I mean, that tutorial alone is, I think, I mean, I probably will. I might be discussing this with my students in game design, because I think that this game shows like a couple of very interesting lessons. Like, first of all, like this front loading that we're talking about, but also something that is like very important, often discussed, but it's very difficult to put your finger on it. And I think this game shows perfectly. It's that verticality.
Yeah.
That's often discussed in game design, but it's like, what does verticality mean, you know? And I think comparing this game to previous installments is like shows exactly what verticality means.
It's like a simple addition. Like in this game, it's literally verticality.
Yeah.
Like it's the addition of different levels of terrain with the ability to jump and stuff like that. But it's a simple addition that widens the gameplay so much over previous games.
So what we're talking about here, if you have no idea, you're like, what, vertical? Are they talking about like levels or going up in levels? No, you can jump around in this game like a crazy fool. Yeah. And that has been something that has been missing from this game for a long time, because in all honesty, this game was a two-dimensional fighter for a very long time.
Yeah. And that's something generally the problem that a lot of game design, like when you get into 3D space, this becomes a problem. In like 2D space, it's not a problem because you're in flat terrain anyway, so there is no third dimension. But once you get into 3D, it's like very difficult to use that third dimension, you know? You're running around like on a plane, but it's very difficult to come up with ideas of why you should go up and down. Yeah. Right?
Oh,
and
Crytek,
like,
Crytek made the universal mistake.
What did you do?
He dropped a shock trap against a Gypceros.
Oh man, Gypceros made of rubber. He's immune against those traps, man.
This is something that is recent with the Gypceros, isn't it?
Nope. No. He was immune to him in Unite too.
I was wondering, are the crabs immune against the other traps? Because that used to be so, right?
I don't think I've tried. I'll have to try next time I fight one.
Have to try
I know that Rajang, unless he's raged, he will just leap out of any pitfall trap.
Man, we're just spoiling the monster list right here and there.
Yeah, everyone, he's been known to be in it for a while, so.
All right. So it's a known thing. Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, you can now, like, the levels are vertical, so there's a lot of climbing. Climbing is faster and easier now. There's lots of slopes and like little ledges. So there's lots of, and you just automatically, like in Assassin's Creed, you will just, vault and jump over them immediately without having to press any button.
Yep.
And these are like all strategically important. Like there's like this riding mechanic that's very important. Yeah, we did this monster. Wow. Gypceros is dead.
So I think that my favorite addition to this is that you can climb down massive cliff walls with an egg.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's actually a really difficult egg quest that involves doing that later.
Yeah.
So I tried to do a Rathian egg quest, and I was like, dude, this first egg was easy. Wow, this is great. And then they closed off all the path that I took, and I was like, oh. And then 30 minutes of me trying to carry an egg.
Yeah.
Oh man, have you even tried the final egg quest, the ultimate egg quest?
You shut up about that egg quest.
Man.
Which so there's Are you talking the final one?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's the final. I mean, the one on the mountaintop where Strathian and Rathalos follow you.
There's another one that's worse than that.
Oh god, man, that was already pretty hardcore, man.
Yeah. It's been the Tygrexes are in the game. It's been on Capcom's blog. Yeah, it's an egg quest with both a Tigrex and a brute Tigrex.
Cool.
Have fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sharp rocks at the bottom. Bring it on.
Yeah, everyone has. At 4G, everyone was having such a nightmare with that quest. It was fun watching them because when I did it, I did it like 3 eggs. I saw the Tigrexes in one room, and then I backed out of the room and waited till they moved, and then I went back in and went through and had no issues. 8 quests. It's a great quest to have Psychic on, because then you know exactly where the monsters are.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, people should like start posting. I'm gonna actually this quest where I was at. I was like already considering trying to like look up some kind of good armor sets just to do the egg quests, because it's just oh man.
Mega Dash Juices and Pro Transporter are always your friends in most.
I mean, I was already full with Mega Dash Juices, but I was considering actually crafting the Lock armor.
So we have a question, and this question I think can bring us into some discussion about the insect staff, because I haven't touched that thing and I don't want to at all.
Charge me,
but
bro.
we have a question from Mr. Beto1 who says, I evolved my bug to a speed 1. What nectar should I give my bug now? And I have 2 questions that are related to this. 1, how does the bug staff work? And 2, why speed bug?
And 3, why are you not using the charge blade, bro?
So, the Insect Glaive is a unique upgrade path, and actually I switched to it right as we started talking to it, so it's kind of appropriate. You'll always make a base version of the glaive, and then every glaive will have 12 levels of levels that it'll go up. And essentially you have to make your bug full in order to advance to the next level of the Insect Glaive. Now, the bugs themselves come with the stats of power, stamina, and speed, as well as the various element types. So, fire, water, ice, all that good stuff. And depending on the bug food you give them, depends on the actual stats that the bug gets as you're leveling it up. Now, as you advance your bug through various stages, they'll kind of transform and get new abilities and whatnot. The one that you will be looking for at G rank is a bug that does a buff extender effect. So it doubles the duration of the Insect Glaive essence buffs that you get. However, that bug is a power bug. It moves very slow. It's not very useful when you're like first using the Insect Glaive, because you want your bug to get out, hit the monster, and get back to you to get your buffs as fast as possible. Because without your buffs, you're not that effective. And so when you're first starting out with Insect Glaive, just keep feeding your bug speed. Keep feeding it speed. Just keep going, keep going. Know that you're going to end up replacing that weapon eventually anyways, because that's just something you're going to have to do. And then once you reach G rank, there's guides out there. Gaijin Hunter has an excellent one, which I'll put the link into in the video description, that shows you how to get that double duration effect bug once you're at the end. And once you're at G rank, it's essentially you're going to make a new insect staff, level it all the way up to that bug, and then use it, because you're not going to really use that Insect Glaive until you have that bug at that point.
So Cthulhu, would you recommend like a newcomer to go directly to the Insect Glaive? Because I've been hearing that, I mean, it's really great because it shows off this new riding mechanic, which I think is very important, this verticality that we have been talking about, because there is this attack that launches you in the air, so you can ride the monsters more readily. But on the other hand, like there's also questions, there's this complexity of how to upgrade this weapon. This weapon has like this whole new system of how it's being upgraded. It's really...
I did a video right before 4U came out on 4G about it. The weapon, I think, can be... Using the weapon in combat is fairly straightforward. But that upgrade mechanic, it's so confusing. You can mess up completely. It's very resource intensive. The nectars that you need to feed your bug primarily come from excavation, but you can get to the point where if you feed your bug a nectar that's speed and fire, but then try and feed it one that's speed and water, you're not going to actually increase your insects. You're not going to fill up your hunger on your insects, so you're wasting nectar to try and go back and forth. When you feed speed, power gets lowered. So there's a very complicated set to the upgrade paths and how you're statting the weapons and whatnot. And it's a little difficult to level and figure out the leveling right off the beginning, and it's kind of unfortunate because the weapon is so much fun to use.
Yeah, so that's what I'm asking. It's like, is it possible to just have the fun with the weapon without caring about leveling at the beginning, anyways?
I mean, so you can't. The bug's super slow base, which makes it a little hard to use at the beginning. But you can. I mean, you can do it. I did it originally. But as long as you feed your bug the white essences for speed when you have them to get the speed up over time, you'll be fine. I mean, you don't have to worry about the leveling until the end. Just kind of play with it, have fun with it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it looks a lot of fun, and it seems like, I think something I really appreciate about this game is that in low rank it seems to be like there's not too many upgrades to each weapon. Right. Yeah. If you focus on a weapon, you can expect to get all the low rank weapons easily. Right.
Well, so it's actually one of those weird things. The insect and charge blade the insect blade has 3. The charge blade, I think, has 3, maybe 4.
I think more, 5 maybe. I think.
Right. The other weapons typically actually have quite a few low rank counterparts. Okay. It's the new weapons that have very few. But specifically for the insect glaive, the thing that's kind of fun about them is that every glaive you make, you can take from the level 1. So the bone glaive you start out with, which is the very starter bone, if you keep upgrading it as you go along, it'll eventually become a G rank insect glaive. Huh. It's just at level 12, it will be, it'll basically transform stages. The glaive itself will upgrade as you're going through the leveling process, but it's not like you're actually making a new weapon type for sure. So it'll never go from the bone staff is suddenly an Azuros staff and then becomes another monster later. There's no branching paths of upgrades for the insect glaives. They're all linear paths that just based off the level of the upgrades you're doing on the bug. So it's an interesting upgrade thing for the bug staff. It's like the weapon upgrades themselves are very, very straightforward. It's this linear line. The bug itself is where things get weird and complicated.
Okay, got it. So the monster we're fighting right now is Tetsukabra. We already had it on our show, but that was the Japanese version. This is the first time we're fighting the American version monster. And it's a huge frog who's also lifting.
Yeah. Do you even lift, bro?
He's lifting, bro.
He's part of the Charge Blade Club, bro.
Definitely. So Charge Blade is the second weapon that is new to the game, and one that I fell in love with. I mean, we were joking about the Charge Blade, bro, but it's really nice. So it's a switch axe that switches between axe mode and sword and shield mode. Sword and shield, it's a little bit slower than a sword and shield, not quite as flexible, not quite as many moves as the sword and shield. So don't expect to be running around like you can with sword and shield. But still, you have this switch between a very agile weapon and a heavy hitting weapon. Yep. And the really nice thing about Charge Blade is that it has this complicated charging mechanics where you charge the Charge Blade up in sword and shield mode, and then you mutate into axe mode, and then you can unleash a huge and powerful attack and unleash all the energy that you've been charging up all this time. And then even that has different variations. You can unleash the attack immediately or charge it up even more and continue, basically adding up the charges. I'm riding the monster!
Yeah!
Oh no! Oh man, buddy, don't kill the monster right now. I'm riding. This is my ride. This is my moment to shine in the spotlight.
I started. I'm sorry. I feel bad for Crytek. I keep getting him in my Wyvern Fires and also my shots. And generally just keep hitting him with every single attack that I do. So I'm sorry, Crytek Engine. Apparently I don't love you as much as I could.
Also, they haven't really had a good AAA hit since such a long time now.
Yeah.
And that's the monster. That's Tusakabra. Not a very, very high-ranked monster.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the introductory monsters. He's very low tier as far as difficulties go.
Yeah, like on Kuropeko level, I would say, maybe.
Yeah, that's about, because let's see, when you're doing normal, it's Celthus, Gypsaros. I'm trying to think of what else is before him. But yeah, he's very low tier.
It's difficult to find like analogies, but yeah, it's like he's maybe like in a second village or caravan quests.
Caravan quest. There's a blue thing over here, Krystian. Did you get your mystery charms?
Yeah, I did. So yeah, the short blade is really like, I feel we were joking about short blade, bro, but it feels like it feels very overpowered because you're charging up this thing like, oh, I'm gonna, like, going super Saiyan, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna blow it, and then you just discharge the old charge like one amazing blow, and then the monster gets just blown away and it's KO'd and everything, and it's really satisfying in this regard. It feels like
I want to point out that I didn't die on that quest.
Yay!
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
You're the real MVP, bro.
So I have an interesting guild quest we could do.
Uh-oh.
Okay, does it involve eggs?
No.
Does it involve a level 140?
Oh my god, guys!
No 140
9 charms.
Nice.
Because that's a really good thing for the feline explorer now to eat for it.
Yep. Get
Because the secret areas are super good.
So people are now asking about the switch axe, which I haven't used the switch axe aside from as a joke in Monster Hunter Tri. Have either of you used the switch axe?
No. I used it quite a bit in 4G. I haven't used it much here because I've been kind of challenged myself to heavy bowgun solo runs in the village and stuff. It's pretty much the same from 3U. Exact same weapon you've expected. The difference being in that the infinite side-to-side combo that you can do in axe mode, there is a finisher you can do by pressing R during the combo, and if you do the finisher, you can press R again and you'll immediately draw into the sword. Other than that, it's the normal jump attacks, and then there is a double slash during the main sword combo. But it performs just the same as you were used to with Switch Axe.
Shepard seemed to be very excited about this one.
He's really enjoyed it. Like those simple changes to, especially the additional to the side, the double hit in the sword combo, and then the finisher on the axe mode, gave a little bit more depth to its combo system. But it hasn't like drastically changed by any means. Those things kind of like just fluided out a lot of the combos that were there before. So,
can we for a second appreciate how awesome the tutorials are?
Oh yeah,
I haven't done any of the tutorials. I guess I should try them out.
You should. I mean, we've been talking about how they feature the ace hunters that are those prominent characters in the story, but I really like that they actually put them up as an actual quest.
Yep.
So because before that, I mean, there was this weird training thing that you could do before that, but it was like off to the side, so we'd never pay attention to it. It was like this side thing, and then you got bombarded by a wall of text that was just a little bit dull, and you're like, okay, whatever, just give me the stuff. But now you get all these quests, and there's a quest for each weapon, and you get it's a quest where you get immediately equipped with that weapon, so you don't have to make the weapon or anything.
Yeah. More like an arena quest, right? Like
it's arena quest. It's basically arena quest. And then there is a hunter, one of the ace hunters, and there's different ace hunters to depending on the different weapons. They do bombard you with a wall of text, but it's a well-written wall of text.
And they go into, like, their personalities are there, and they're they really good. Like, they start out saying, this is the basics. This is this attack. This is this. This is what you might want to do at this point kind of situation. And it's really good. Like, I really love it, the ones that are done by the Ace Cadet, because he gets, like, the excitement in his dialogue is palpable.
And afterward, you fight like an underpowered Great Jaggy, which Great Jaggy is kind of like a nice monster to start out with.
Yep.
But it doesn't kill you. Like all of the are like easy doable if you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And generally give you nice weapons that give you like a good taste for each weapon. I was blown away. I was like, oh man! Afterwards, I don't even know what to main because everything seems nice and awesome.
So this one's going to die very quickly. Is
this a low rank quest?
It is technically a low rank guild quest. But it goes to show some of the fun stuff you can get from the guild quests and the excavated stuff that you'll unlock in your village.
This is probably my favorite addition to Monster Hunter 4. People keep asking us what our favorite addition is. I like that they've essentially done the thing that everybody wishes, is that instead of going into the same arena again and 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 again to fight the monster, you now have this like randomized arena that's filled with random stuff. Oh, Kieran. Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can get like interesting things. It's like sort of roguelike, and you're wow. I never thought about that. The only thing that I wish that they would do is that Capcom would get more involved with the amiibo system.
Yep.
And you know how in the what's the other one? The Skylanders?
Yeah.
They have this Skylanders Force or something like that where you can take the bottom of one monster and put it on top of another monster. I want to see Capcom do that with Monster Hunter. So you can take a monster that's half Kieran, half Rathalos, and you're like, what would that look like?
It's going to be like a Rathalos who has like the horse head, the comedy horse head on it.
Yes, it's going to have a comedy horse head on it. Or it would be like the face of Devil Joe with the body of a Great Jaggy.
Yeah.
Oh man!
So that's what I want to see. I want to see Monster Hunter Force.
No, but I really agree with you that those expedition quests are really amazing because first of all, like the rooms are randomized, so it's not like always the same map. It's okay. The rooms repeat after some time, but it's always a different map basically.
I think when we were hunting with Sketch, he said it's like a pool of 40 rooms, or maybe it was you.
I don't know the exact numbers, but there are a lot. Some of them you'll only start seeing when you get to G rank, but essentially there's like a whole bunch of different areas like this little arena here that will interlink together.
Oh, it's not dead.
No, it was just on the ground
pretending.
And so.
Just limping off.
It'll start out with you're always going to be in that one start area, and then it'll just be a chain of rooms that go to the end of the map. And when you do it in offline, the end of the map has a wagon that you talk to end the offline expedition. And then on these, you just have to beat the monster, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, but there's also like first of all, you don't get like a chest the way you do in normal sets. You get some supplies, but not a lot. So you have to really bring your supplies with you. Yep. And the quests are also like not only about killing the monster, but also about gathering stuff. Like it's not specified if you have to kill the monster. You can kill the monsters, but you can also leave them alone and just gather stuff.
Yeah.
So they're much more improvised quests. You kind of actually have to rely on improvising. And guys, in some of the gathering quests, I actually started to like craft things mid expedition.
Yep.
Be like, all right, oh man, I have to like create like an antidote now because suddenly there's this monster which poisons me and I need antidotes. I haven't brought any with me, but there's some stuff lying around. I'm gonna gather some stuff and try to craft antidotes.
Right.
So, do monsters flee an online expedition? They can actually just sort of leave, can't they?
So, and that's an offline. So there's a separate. So offline things are called the expeditions. Now, when you do an expedition, depending on the monster that you kill in the expedition, you will be granted a guild quest, which is what we just did. Is essentially a expedition map series of maps. That for this quest, it'll always be the static map. The monster will always be in this location, and this Kieran, you'll see as we go to the reward screen. This was like a level 16 Kieran, I think, is going to level up now that we beat him. And he'll get stronger and stronger.
So the next time you do the same quest is going to be a stronger monster.
Right, a stronger monster. And that's basically the guild quests are part of the end game of Monster Hunter 4. Because they'll go all the way up to 140. They become super tough. They get lots of awesome rewards, whatnot. But the monsters from guild quests will not flee like they do during the offline expeditions. Because The guild quest is more of a standard quest using the expedition map chain and some of the monsters that will only appear in expeditions and guild quests.
So, because we just did that quest, do all of us now get that quest?
Nope. But I will show off something that's nice, because I have the quest, and if you have a quest that somebody wants, you can give it to them.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Quest. Give us all the quests.
So, yep.
So I really like this. I mean, it's not quite that, but almost as if, there's this random generator that generates mission, which is our expeditions, which you can play offline. And then if it generates like a cool mission, then you can go like, all right, let me be this, and let me save this now, and let me play it over and over again, and make it more and more difficult. Of course, it's not exactly like that, because the Kieran quest is not something that the system generated.
Right.
But it's very close. And you can that's something that I think Nick was also excited about this. With this expedition system, you kind of see hints of Monster Hunter becoming so much more than it actually is now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I just sent it to everybody. You'll do it when you select it. People in the podcast won't see it. You pick the quest from the bottom screen and it goes out. So you guys can now hit start, go to guild quests and manage list. And you will see a quest pool option for Slay Kieran on your bottom.
Yay!
You put the check mark. You check mark the box, and then you press start to register it, and then it will go from your quest pool to your registered quests, and then you will be able to go ahead and run it as a guild quest at the meeting halls.
And it will become also stronger and stronger the more we play this, right?
Yep. So every time you complete it, it will gain levels. Mine is now, I think, 16 or 17. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is indeed.
How do you send the quest?
So you go to the guild quest menu. You're going to go to send, and then it'll pull up your list of quests, and then you'll select it from there.
Send. Here you guys go. You guys can all have this quest.
Woo woo. Which one is that? Manage list. A Yukaku etc. quest.
Oh.
Ooh. I'll take it.
But when I fought this, it was 3 Kutkus, 3 Tetsukabras?
Yep.
It was a whole lot. Or no, it was 3 Kutkus, 3 Gypseros.
Yeah. So another important thing to look at on these guild quests is when you're looking at them, you'll oftentimes see a section that says equipment bias. That actually refers to an expedition, and in expeditions and guild quests, you will sometimes find relic equipment, which is essentially gear that has a set cosmetic look to it, but the stats are completely randomized. So weapons will have different elements, they'll have different damage thresholds, there'll be different rarities, and the equipment bias refers to what equipment you will find in that quest. So, like that Kieran that I did has an equipment bias of Lance and Gun Lance. So if you were to find a relic weapon in that quest, it would always be Lance or Gun Lance. Same thing with another Kieran quest I have is Switch Axe, Charge Blades, and Insect Glaives. For that particular Kieran quest, if you find a relic weapon, you would find Switch Axes, Charge Blades, and Insect Glaives.
Charge Blade, bro!
Right, exactly. And so, a lot of times what people do is find the quests for their specific weapon they prefer and kind of stockpile those. All right.
I mean that's something again. This is this roguelike feel to this that they brought in here, where it's like you do this quest, they're randomized, and then there's opportunity for like rare drops or for unique items to generate.
Krystian, what does roguelike mean?
It's a game that's very similar to Rogue.
What's rogue?
Yeah, there's a lot of roguelike is a weird term that.
Are we seriously expecting you to do like a definition of roguelikes now?
Yes, do it now.
So Rogue was back in the 80s was a very very lo-fi RPG that was basically just a dungeon crawler. The amazing thing about roguelike was that it was randomly generated, so every time you started, it's a completely new game. completely new level layout, and completely new different monsters, and it was permadeath. So if you die, you have to restart all over from scratch. There is no way to save in between, at least not to die and reload from a previous save. And this has turned into like a general concept, general idea that has become popular very recently. So you see a lot of games adopting roguelike things. Something that is very familiar with everybody probably is something like Diablo, which brought roguelikes back there in the 90s. Where it also has like randomly generated levels and everything, but it's not quite as hardcore as roguelikes are. And these days, of course, you have stuff like
Tokyo Jungle,
Binding of Isaac,
Tokyo
Jungle a little bit, yeah, although it doesn't have randomly generated levels, and stuff like what is that, Spelunky.
Yep.
I was going to say Dwarf Fortress. What I tell my students is that roguelikes were a particular branch that video game development could have taken, but did not at the time. So we went the route of graphics.
Fidelity.
You have fidelity. You have graphic cards on your machine to help process all of this excess stuff that your computer needs to process. And so now we're starting to go back to the logic realm, the procedural generation. We're trying to kind of catch up.
I don't know. I would say maybe it's a different design philosophy a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna.
Yeah. It's not like it's gonna replace everything now, but it's just another tool in the toolbox, just another paint in the paintbrush.
It is. Well, it's like one aspect of game design that hasn't progressed as much as graphics have.
I don't know. I mean, Diablo is a huge thing. People were playing Diablo a lot, and that's arguably one of the most popular roguelikes.
Yeah, but I mean, graphics have been developing, I think, probably since Star Fox, I guess, and even before that they were doing it beforehand. But 3D graphics is what I mean.
Yeah.
And I mean, so they've had a good 10, 20 years to do it. And the amount of effort that people put into like Diablo and things like that is not the equivalent. They've not dumped as much money in.
Roguelike doesn't have to be, horrible looking.
No,
it's just something that early roguelikes happen to leave out. I mean, they're often like this very ASCII art. Like there's still a lot of roguelike competition these days, which still use like ASCII art. For the graphics, which is basically all the monsters are basically letters on the screen.
I'm thinking of Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah, that's a very famous one. It's very complex.
Dwarf Fortress is all about the mechanics of the system over the graphics. So good.
But anyway, it's that's not what the expedition system is about. It's just the fact that it's randomly generated, and that's really nice. I hope they will continue doing this in subsequent installments. It's basically, I mean, Cthulhu said that is a little bit like the free hunt mode in Hidden Try.
It's essentially this game's version of the Moga Woods. It's where you're going to primarily go to fight random monsters. It's going to be your primary means to generate caravan points later on, which you'll use for various things like your farm and whatnot. And so it's free hunts. Go have fun. They're infinite times. You can card as many times as you want.
Oh yeah, you don't have a card limit there?
Nope.
Oh, that's so good.
Yep. So you will on the guild quests, which are posted at the meeting halls, but you do not during the expedition
so
forests.
Good. And of course, you can get like costumes for the Poogies.
Yes, Poogie costumes show up there. You'll find palicos in there occasionally. So much good stuff.
The best thing when you find the Poogie, it says your Poogie sense is tingling.
Yes. Poogie sense.
So I
didn't even know I have a Poogie sense, guys. But apparently it's tingling.
Kev Sliders is telling us to just explain the whole thing. So before this podcast,
which thing?
The procedural generation and roguelike type stuff.
We just did. Let's not go back to the roguelike.
We got there, but the reason this was on my mind is that I just had a lunch with a bunch of PhD recruits, and our entire lunch was dominated by discussion of this idea.
Oh, I see.
So it was heavily on my mind. So I apologize to everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I think procedural generation's fun.
And also, Shepard is a big fan of the roguelikes. So,
yes, he is. I'm a big fan of the roguelikes too. So
everybody is. So
yeah,
it's
I mean, there's a lot of things like Yeah.
One can only hope that the expedition system in subsequent installments will be even more expanded and like really awesome and amazing.
Like it was, someone before we started streaming today, I was doing some village stuff on the stream, and before the podcast recorded, like, what feature what do you think will be the next new thing in Monster Hunter? I'm like, I really don't know. Like, they put so much new stuff in this one, it made it so good. Like, I don't know what I could add to it to make it more fun right now. Yeah,
it's pretty good. I mean, it's really. I mean, Monster Hunter is increasing all this time, but seriously, I mean, they really are starting to hone down on the formula so well right now.
Right,
it's so
not
good.
on handhelds.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, this game really deserves like a Wii U version.
I'd see. That's the thing. Is like, Monster Hunter should be a social game that you can bring to everybody's house and do stuff. If there's no multiplayer on one console, well, I guess there is sort of, but like, there's a lot of stuff socially that this game sort of expects you to do that can't be done on the Wii U.
That's the thing. So the thing is, I didn't get very far in the 3 Ultimate version of the game, right? And I was thinking about this recently when I was playing it on a couch, like in the evening, where I was like, man, this is really good for like a mobile game, because it's like, you know, it's very instant evening. You just want to do like an expedition quest. You just want to zone out and smash some monsters, and that's perfect for a portable console. On a Wii U, or like on a real console, it's like, oh, you have to turn on the TV, you have to turn on the console, you have to sit down in front of it, you have to take control. It's like this huge like procedure, right? And with a portable system, you just whip up the 3DS and you're just immediately there. I mean, it's running all the time anyway.
Yeah.
So it's
PC release.
I think it fits very well.
No.
Oh God, no.
Nintendo has more money than Steam ever will even be able to dream of. No. PC.
And the big thing is, people have to understand, while we have a very loving community for Monster Hunter in the West, it will probably never, ever, ever sell 4 million copies in a week like it does in Japan.
Yeah.
And so it will always basically be on a handheld primarily. And it'll have to be on something that's popular in Japan, and PC gaming is just not popular in Japan.
I mean, on the other hand, I mean, this was, from what I witnessed, this was one of the certainly the most successful launch of the Monster Hunter title in the West so far, at least from the feedback I got from the press.
So here's a fun one. Midnight release for me. There was more people there for Monster Hunter than Majora's Mask. Also, the GameStop I was at said they only had 2 non-reserved copies of Monster Hunter, where they had a ton of Majora's Mask. And then today, I was out at Target and Best Buy locally. Best Buy had no copies of Monster Hunter left. They still had a ton of Majora's Mask. And then also, the Target only had 2 copies of Monster Hunter left in stock. And this is still a week after release.
So, one explanation for this, and this is a problem that's happening right now, is specifically in America. It is not the same in Europe. Is that right now we're in the middle of a mammoth trade dispute in the importers on the coasts, especially in San Francisco.
Yep. Guys, I'm lost. I don't know where to go. Oh, climb up here. Oh, I didn't have the map. I was so in the discussion. I was like, I don't even know where to go. And now the quest is complete. Are there cards?
So there are a ton of copies of Monster Hunter. There's a ton of new 3DSs. There's a ton of amiibos. There's a ton of Nintendo products and just electronics in general that are trapped.
Yep.
Until this labor dispute is resolved.
That's a weird political thing that just happened.
Yeah, Nintendo had a press conference, I think, yesterday, and they said, yeah, this is starting to really sort of impact us. It kind of sucks, because we can't airdrop stuff. They can send cases of boxes via airmail, but they can't send, like, consoles, because they weigh too much.
No, but I just see like all those articles popping up on Gamasutra, on Kotaku, on Polygon, where they say like, you know, oh, Monster Hunter has been this series that's been so great. This is a good moment to start paying attention to this, because I agree. This is probably the best way to get into Monster Hunter. It's very user-friendly. It's very easy to start. It's very front-loaded. It's very fun from the get-go.
My wife, who is not a fan of action games whatsoever, is playing it.
Yeah.
Which is huge. Like, when you've got someone who just does not like action-adventure games playing a game and enjoying it, that speaks huge to the introductory experience of the game.
I mean, just think about the article the video by Yahtzee from Escapist, who was like, "Oh man, it's just taking so long to just fight a minor monster, and I have all this gathering to do." And the same thing with Penny Arcade, which had like this thing where it's like, this looks but ugly, and I don't care about this.
Yeah.
But then recently, Penny Arcade also brought a new comic which was much more appreciative of this, and it seems like all of the things that are about this game are exactly changed in a way to address all those criticisms, that it takes a lot of time to see a huge monster, that there's all this gathering stuff that's just postponing the awesome stuff.
Yeah, and looking like it's one of those interesting things. Like right now on Metacritic, which not the best resource, but Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate is the 15th top rated game out of all 3DS games of all time.
That's good.
Right. I mean, it's sitting there, at 87% of Metacritic, which is huge for a Monster Hunter. There's not like, you're going through the list, like Monster Hunter 3U doesn't even come anywhere close to that. So, it's obviously a much better game than the last one, and that was a good experience too.
Oh man. All right, guys. So should we wrap this up on? There's just so much to talk about, but we will be continuing giving you, of course, Monster Hunter 4U content in the future. Especially now, Cthulhu. Maybe we should talk about this very quickly. Now, Cthulhu, that we are partners on Twitch, right?
Yes. So we have our Twitch partnership. We will be doing. If you happen to like watching live stream events, we will be on Twitch. Schedule's getting ready to change. It'll primarily be Monster Hunter in the late evenings, East Coast time, and on the weekends, because I've got a new job that's going to cut into my stream time, but I'd rather have the job. But we're partnered there. We get new subscriber emotes. People can use throughout Twitch if they subscribe. We've got lots of Monster Hunter content. We'll also be doing subscriber hunt nights, where people who are our subscribers will get to join in on hunting parties specifically made for them on various nights of the week and weekend.
Don't forget also that this doesn't mean that the YouTube stuff is going to go away.
Oh no!
Also, because I've heard a lot of little grumbles about this, and just keep in mind we are unable to all get together regularly because our schedules are currently very chaotic. And so the hunting stuff that we're going to do on Twitch is kind of a filler for our lack of a weekly podcast. So we're going to try to do it bi-weekly.
Right. So if you are on YouTube and you'd be like, oh man, where's the podcast coming together? Just pop into YouTube, to Twitch to get your daily fix of Monster Hunter hunting, teamwork, Monster Hunter hunting goodness.
Yep.
It's
and
awesome.
Yeah, we're going to most definitely be trying back to at least bi-weekly, guys. I should have no issues. I personally have no issues doing bi-weekly, and I will be, if nothing else, I'll get whoever I can from the podcast crew available on each scheduled recording weekend, and if I can't get them, I'll find special guests for you guys, and we'll make sure and have lots of fun in future episodes.
So check it out. The link is at twitch.tv/teamworkcast.
Yep.
And it's usually there's something going around. You should just follow us.
And also, huge announcement. The Ask a Hunter system is back.
Yes, just today. I mean, I was just so pumped about the fact that we got like this partnership going on, and that everybody's so excited about Monster Hunter. I've been so excited about Monster Hunter. I said, like, man, it would be great if this Ask a Hunter system that we had on our website was running again. So I just manned up and went through all the source code, did like a huge debugging session this week, and finally found the problem that was causing all the server delays all this time. That the reason why we had to take down the system. So the system is up again. So on the website, teamworkcast.com, you can now ask questions about Monster Hunter and answer questions about Monster Hunter. So if you are stuck, if you don't know what to do, if you have any questions about things work, you can just always ask the system there, and you will have a lot of hunters helping you out. And of course, you can join us if you are an expert hunter and you want to share your knowledge with the community. Then that's the really good place to do that.
So, slight update to what Christian was, Cthulhu was saying about Metacritic. By Metascore, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate is the second highest rated game.
What?
Are you looking at 90 days or all time? It's 90 days. Last 90 days were the second highest. By all time, it's 15th.
Oh, this is new releases.
Yeah.
All releases.
Not too many good games. Okay, that came out recently. Pretty good timing for Monster Hunter Come right now. I gotta say,
we're only 3 points behind Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
One of the most heralded Zelda games of all time.
And Cave Story, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Fire Emblem Awakening. That is a realm of amazingness that we'll never be able to get into.
I'm excited about this. I'm excited about Monster Hunter again. I'm excited about being back on the next episode with our listeners here, and it's going to be awesome. Are you guys excited too?
I'm so excited to have Monster Hunter going again. I spent so much time in 4G without you guys. It's going to be fun having you guys back for you.
Yes,
I'm
excellent.
okay, I guess.
Patty, you. I'm gonna just. Anyway, thank you, our dear people in the chat, for joining us. Thank you, your excellent listeners, for joining us on this excellent episode. And of course, thank you, Crytek, for delivering those awesome high-quality games and this high-quality cons with us.
And again, thank you for Monster Hunter Online.
For the pretty graphics, not the game itself.
Great job with that engine, guys. Really appreciate this. Right, so we'll be ending this podcast, and we'll hope you join us next time. I guess in 2 weeks, where we'll be coming back and still gushing over how awesome Monster Hunter 4 is. It will be awesome. I hope you'll join us. We wish you good luck, good hunt, and remember, Charge Blade, bro!
No, man. Just no.
Charge Blade, bro. Come on, bro. Get the Charge Blade on, bro.
Worst ending ever.
Bro.
Worst ending.
Bro, Charge Blade, bro.
Yeah, so instead of the end there, Christian, instead of the title card that we normally do, it's going to be Andrea's Charge Blade Bro picture.
Charge Blade, bro.
Yeah.
Charge, bro.
All right. Stop the recordings.